The year is 1982. On the verge of boredom, a few college students from Boise, Indiana decided to race one another to determine who could pile pieces of paper the fastest. Little did they know, this would be the first incarnation of the ISL, the International Stacking League. Since then, the ISL has gone on to make trillions and captivate the masses year in and year out with its rugged, if not brazen, competitive stackery of objects. We had a chance to sit down with the longest-running champion of the sport, Jack the Stackman Stackmen.
Well, I guess the whole thing started when I was really young. See, I grew up in a gas station. And there's not much to do in a gas station except for get gas. So to pass the time, I would just start stacking things that we had around, tires, bills, whatever was around basically. And that was most of the beginning of my life. That was all I really had to do. We didn't have school in those days, back in the early 90s. So, just stacking things. And there was one day that a talent scout came by to get some gas. And he noticed that I had the skills to make it in the bigs. So he told me, come on with me, I'm gonna make you famous. When it all kind of happened, it happened fast. There was at that time the league was still pretty small, so it wasn't too hard to get your face in front of the right people. And I'm good at what I do, so that probably helped out. Well, I'm the best, I'm the champion, so obviously I am the best. But it took me some great places to let me write a child's book on stacking that I thought was very beneficial to our youth. They put me on the cover of a magazine. That was pretty nice. I still have it depends if it's recycle day. I don't know if I have it still. But that was pretty awesome. It all kind of started coming apart at the seams after I got me my first big injury. It was a paper cut. It was a pretty deep one. But if you're using your hands for what you do, paper cut's debilitating. That's whatever. It's been a tough road to try to come back, but you do what you can, and you go around in circles, and then if you can, you do it because it's what you love. If you're in this sport, you do it because it's what you love. Oh, the gloves, they're league sanctioned. They're official. You can't get these if you're not in the ISL. So these are very special to me. They also hide my scar. I don't know if you can see that right there. Maybe it's on the other hand. I can't. It doesn't matter. But these are from the league. These are the real deal, folks. Well, so when I tried to re-enter, try to get back into it, I overcame my injury. Little Neosporin and a Band-Aid for a couple of days, and it was rough. It was a rough road. But tried to come back, tried to get back into it, and that's when I found out that I had the problem where when you're stacking, you got a lead stacking hand. Now you might look at this and you'd say, "Dang, that's a steady hand," and you'd be right. It is a steady hand. I'm good at what I do. The The problem is that's not my lead stacking hand. This is my lead stacking hand. And this is after the paper cut. So, you know, if you can't grab onto what you're trying to stack, then you ain't gonna be able to stack it. And that's just all she wrote. The other big problem I got now really is that I went out with my winnings. You know, ISL, hell, you're making $25 a gig. You take first, that's big money. That's big money. I went out and bought me some fancy clothes. But, you know, now with my injury, I can't be seen by the public, so I gotta stay inside. But hell, I already bought all these fancy clothes. I'm gonna wear them. These were, I don't even want to tell you how much, $1,000. So I'm gonna wear it. You know, I'm gonna wear these. I wear this every day. This is I'll go to sleep in this. I'll wake up in this. I shower in this. You're dang right. You're dang right. It never comes off. That's just the way a champion lives. You know, if you're not ready for that type of commitment, then you ain't ready to be a champion. You know, I did end up finding myself back in the league sometime later. I had practiced, you know, using my good hand as my stacking hand, and that just didn't turn out so well. You know, I took 84th my first tournament back in, so I decided that was probably the time for me to go ahead and hang my hat up. You know, metaphorically, I ain't never hanging this hat up. It's too expensive. I'm gonna wear this hat till the day I die. They're gonna bury me in it. I'm gonna make sure I put that in my will. Well, as soon as I write a will, I'm gonna make sure they put that in my will. But how do you write a will? Do you gotta call somebody? I'll Google it. But you know, I'm thankful to all the fans out there that stuck by me through my trials and my hardships. It definitely wasn't always an easy path. You know, there are times when all you got to stack is, you know, a couple bottles of soap maybe in a hotel bathroom. And you gotta make do. So you get to stacking. You know, that's what they say in the sport. Get to stacking. No matter what it is, you get to stacking. Yes, sir. Heard it here first. Well, they said it. You heard it here. Well, you heard it. If I had man, this makes me choke up a little bit. So, if I had one thing to say to the younger generation out there, it'd be always follow your stacking dreams. Never let anybody tell you can't stack something. You know, whether it's pieces of paper, or you know, tires like me, or you know, maybe you're stacking, you know, people. I don't know. You know, it doesn't matter. Just stick to your dreams. Keep on stacking. Always keep on stacking. Get to stacking, boys.